Good afternoon or good morning, I guess, right now. There we go. Good morning. Sorry, maybe a little technical difficulties. I'm not sure. The theme song didn't play for me. I'm outside. I'm here at Century Downs Casino in Calgary. They have a big day today of stake races, the Diamond and Marksman, and it's also Mental Health Awareness Day, which we'll talk about that later. I'm hoping James Junquist will be back out to join me here so he can talk about everything that's going on. But we got a lot more on the show today. We got to go to a Camelot Classic recap from last night. There's a Super Sunday going down at Harris Philly tomorrow. We also have the Mid-Ohio Trotting Sale. We have the Silvio Hanover making their first debut. PEI Cold Stakes at Summerside, Dresden and Inverness, opening, and Elite Lop Sunday. Correspondence, like always. And like I said, we'll hopefully talk to James in a little bit here. But first, we'll go into the recap of last night at the Camelot Classic. We got Covered Bridge, won the $150,000 purse, or half of that, I guess, whatever the winner's share of that is. The signature event of the Raceway at Western Fair District last night. He got onto the back live cover, swooped 3 wide last quarter to score. The score by This Is the Plan down the stretch. I think we should have a clip right here.
Covered Bridge took the high road, and he shows up in second, following up on that move. Roll with the flow in play, an 1/8 of a mile left to go. Show me you got him time. This is the plan. And Covered Bridge has got him. Covered Bridge on the outside comes home to win the Camelot Classic. This Is the Plan was second.
Sorry, 1 second here. Yeah, sorry. Thank you guys. Sorry about that. We were having a little difficulty with the power, but it's all figured out now. The joys of doing a live show once in a while. So yeah, that was again Covered Bridge winning the Camelot Classic. Hopefully that was the 8th win of the season for Covered Bridge, who also took 2 legs of the Borgata Series. The Jeff Gillis train gelding now has over 908,000. And 33 wins in 117 starts. Definitely one to watch as the season continues. There's also So Much More flexed her might to win the 50,000 Forest City Pace. Canada's pacing queen, as Sugar Doyle called her, moved 3 wide at the 3/4 and rolled by the leader. So frisky. I think we got a clip of that too, of her winning in 153.
She's up there 3 wide now, and they're going to be 3 across and heads apart as they fly on by 3/4. Here it is. It is 1:23.3. Track record speed into the final turn. Gia Surreal and So Much More. They're going bridle to bridle, toe to toe, and So Frisky sticking with them. Mystifying has come from last, and she shows up in 4th with an 1/8 of a mile left to go. So Much More. Gia Surreal. Mystifying for an upset. So Much More rocking the white braid. She's home in the Forest City Pace. McDonald on board for Beatson. 153 flat.
Here we go. We got James now joining me here too live, which we'll talk with him a little bit there. But that again was the clip of So Much More winning the Forest Pace. Missed the track by 1/5 of a second there. Holy, So Much More has won now 7 of her 14. See a good start for a defense of the older pacing mare of the year in 2022. Going into this race, corner Ken Beeston said it would mean a lot to us to win this. Well, and she's got it now, so all congrats there. I'm not too sure how the connection is here. If your connection's having a problem, I find if you pause, we're live right now. So if you pause on YouTube and Facebook and all that, it should buffer. So we'll move into the next thing. We got Harris, Philadelphia going down tomorrow. They got $300,000 invitationals and the Pennsylvania Sired Stakes. There's 3 divisions for the Sired Stakes, pacing 3-year-old colts and geldings division on the program. Each of them go about 51,000 and some change. This is the third leg of the event. I believe the finals isn't until August. There's also 5 divisions of the Pennsylvania Stallion Series for horse 3-year-old colts and geldings, only going for 20,000. There's also a field of 8 going in the 40,000, the Send It In Invitational. And of course, like the 3 main ones, like I mentioned, the Betsy Ross, the Maxie Lee, and the Joe Ozier, each going for 100,000. Quick rundown here of the lineup for the Betsy Ross. You have Doug. There's the graphic. Wow, there we go. That's working. Doug's Babe on the inside rail. Racing Bell on the 2-hole. Max Contract is 3. Amazing Dream is 4. The 5 is Trenchous Dragon. 6 Drama Act. 7 Velocity Lady, and 8 Nikki Hill. Of course, there's also the Maxie Lee, and there's a field of 8 in that one too, I believe. Take all comers on the inside. Amigo Volo 2. $100 bill. You like those? I like that. That is the 3-hole. Hill Exotic in the 4. In a Minute Hanover is 5. Paper DL 6. Y'all Beneath Me is 7. And Loved by the Masses is 8. And of course, the Joe Ozier has a field of 8 as well. You have Mad Max Hanover, Hullabaloo in the 2-hole, Block of Our Art is 3, Ruthless Hanover 4, South Beach Star 5, Hemsworth End 6, Red Right Hand 7, and None Better 8 is the 8-hole. So yeah, again, that all goes down tomorrow at Harrah's, Philadelphia. Oh man, there's even more going on. There's more than 20,000 people gathered at the Mid-Ohio Memorial Trotting Sale in Mount Hope for one of the largest standardbred auctions in the world. It's a big staple in the Amish community down there who are there to buy road horses, show horses, and race horses alike. The parking lot cars. Wow, last year the sale topper went for 1.3 million. This year it was 250,000. That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money, man. I think we have a clip to show what the top seller last year has done this year.
Two says Jasper's first colts are on the ground and looking very exciting. His semen tested extremely well. He is capable to breed a full book of mares. He's a natural athlete with right attitude to be a top performance horse and a pedigree that will cross with modern day genetics. He's 4 years old. There he is. He's lot number 61. His name is Jasper the Man. 90% motility, able to breed a full book of mares. There he is. He's lot number 61. Jasper the Man, a son of OU Man.
There you go. Maybe to get down. Great place to start. Maybe to get down again. Maybe to get down the goal. Maybe to get down again. Hook at 200. 200,000 out of 200,000 out of 100,000 out of 25. Let's go. 50. 50,000 out of 25. I'll pay him 50,000 out of 75,000 out of 100. Pay 75. Pay 100,000 out of 75. 125. 125,000 out of the money. Pay 125. Pay 125 out of 50. 150,000 out of 25,000 out of 25.
Well, there we go. That was this year's top seller, trotting around the ring there. The sale consisted of 158 hip numbers. There were also tables and booths for many trot horsing-related businesses. Like I believe Harness Link's very own Brad Reed from New Zealand and Steve Wolf from America were there, getting the younger generation into racing. Good to see. Some other news, Sylvia Hanover and O'Brien and Dan Patchwinner in 2022 will make her first start this season tonight at Mohawk Woodbine Park. The Breeders' Crown Champion has post 1 in her 3-year-old debut in the first race. She's racing against strong mares, including Into the Mystic Moon and Speaker Nancy. A regular trainer, Sean Stacy, not currently listed at the time, has said he's pleased with how she has progressed going into the start of her campaign. At 2, she won 8 of her 9 and earned over 900,000. Probably Canada's most promising filly of the year. Oh man, we got so much more stake news. Canada's oldest stake race begins on Sunday with 12 divisions of the PEI Colt Stakes at Summerside Raceway. PEI Colt Stakes kicking off. They have on the 27th of May. We also have some of the top 3-year-old maritime sired or foaled harness racing horses will converge there Sunday. There's 3 divisions for the 3-year-old fillies gold, and there's 2 divisions for the 3-year-old colts gold. Gold division is any horses that's earned more than 10,000 in their lifetime, and there's also some divisions for grassroots, which would be under the $10,000 mark. A quick rundown here of the PEI Colt Stakes. From the inside, you have the 1 Rosetown Mary, 2, Speaker of Shadow, 3, Our Girl Annie, 4, Ghost Sister, Soul Sister, and 5, It's Up to You. I wrote about it, so I'll give you a quick recap of who I think is going to win in this one. I like Our Girl Annie is perfect 1-for-1 so far this year by winning the Donnie and George Turner Memorial last weekend at Churro. She paced the solid mile in 1:59 flat, and will look to prove on that time as the season goes. The 2022 Atlantic Sires Breeder Crown winner has a lifetime mark of 1:57.1. Our Girl Annie now travels to Summerside, of course, to look to add to her already $50,000 in lifetime earnings. This week she'll have Ken Murphy in the bike, who himself already has 9 wins this year and only 52 starts. Not too bad. For second, I'm going to go It's Up to You. Only has 1 top 3 finish in 2 starts this year, but he has finished 9 times in the top 3 all his lifetime in only 12 starts. She also has a lifetime mark of 1:57.1, matching Our Girl Annie. She's showing some consistency, and Mark Campbell will jump in the bike. I also have Ghost Sister, Soul Sister is due for a top 3 finish here on Sunday. She had 3 wins as a 2-year-old, but has yet to make much noise this year. The Giles Baru in the bike, I think something will change. So that's where I got in that one. But the next one here, race 4, another 3. This one's 3-year-old Colts. You got a field of 6. You got Howmack, Charmer, Fisherman's Son, Windmere Expedia, No Boats on Sunday, Meraki, and Elm Grove Restwood. In this one, I'm going to take Fisherman's Son. The Arthur Blue Chip product will make his 2023 favorite in this race. He won 6 of his 9 starts last year, with the fastest mile being 1:55.4. Coming into this race with a 5-race win, he had a 5 straight win race at one point, but then ended up finishing second in the Joe O'Brien Memorial. He followed that up with a 3rd in the ATS Breeders' Crown, and was scratched from the Maritime Breeders last year. So, he's coming off a layaway. He could perform big. For second, I got Elm Grove Restwood. Has a hot start to the season, has a win in a second place in only 2 starts. And for third, I'm going to go with Windmere Expedia. I booked this trip on Expedia, so I thought Windmere Expedia was a perfect way to go. Has been minimal, but has shown some promise. His only win to date last year in the Maritime Breeders, and he also posts a lifetime mark of 1:57.4. He might have to do a little bit better than that to bounce back, but I'll have him in my top 3. We also got another Phillies Gold here, another field of 6 Rock and Roll Keys, Shadow Angel, Windmere Heather, Howmack Julia, Windermere Clara, and Singing Ramona. I had to take the inside horse, Rock and Roll Keys. Comes into the race 3 straight second place finishes. It seems to always be close. For second, I'm going to go Windermere Clara. Beat Rock and Roll Keys last week at Turlow Raceway, and she earned a new lifetime mark in the process of 1:56.1. But for third, I'm going to go Shadow Angel. Will get my nod. She finished second in her only start this year. She spent most of her racing career in Ontario, but now comes back to the Maritimes, hopefully to find some success. She only has 2 wins at the 5/8 track at Georgian Downs, which her best time is 1:55 flat. So hopefully maybe we'll see some speed out of her on the half mile. Don't worry, we're getting through this. We'll get to you. Man. We'll get to you, man. You're sitting patiently. Thank you for coming. Another 3-year-old Colts, Matt. We got here. We have Starship Glide, Tobin Prophet, Bacon on a Biscuit. Ooh, that's how I name a horse. Salisbury Ian, Malignity, and Midnight Train. In this one, I'm going to go Salzbrook Ian. Perfect 2 for 2 on the season with life mark of 1:57.3, which he got last week at Truro Raceway, and will look to improve with that momentum. He too spent some time at Woodbine Park, but now he's back in the Maritime, so he could easily get his 3rd straight win. For second, I'm going to go with Starship Glide. He too is perfect in 2023, but only has 1 for 1. However, the win should be overlooked. 1:56.3 mile time, so which is lifetime mark of 1:55.4. I'm sure he'll try to want to catch up to. And last week, I was heavy on Malignity during the Donnie and George Turner Memorial at Churro. He had a 7th place finish, but I believe there was some interference or some horse broke at the start, which could have played a factor into that. I think he'll bounce back nicely. Last one of the day here, the race 11, the PEI Stakes 3-year-old fillies. Howmack Jazzy Girl, Redland Miss Pretty, Windmere Jade, Elm Grove Red Wine, Salzbrook Mabel, and Marina Del Rey. I got Salzbrook Mabel, who's making her 2023 debut, but she's currently has a 3 for 3 heading into this Sunday with a lifetime mark of 1:55.4, so she should not be overlooked. Howmack Jazzy Girl with driver Ken Murphy. Well, they have the rail, and I think they'll use it. Again, first start of 2023. but she did have a win last year where she wired to wired from the rail in a 1:58 and 2. And also have Redland Miss Pretty rounding it out there in that one. So, and there's about 7 races for the grassroots as well. Summerside Raceway kicks off 1 p.m. Atlantic time. Oh, geez, that's like 10 o'clock here. So
first race is going.
Yeah, first race is already going if it was tomorrow. We also have some other tracks opening up this weekend. We have Dresden Raceway and Inverness Raceway in Nova Scotia will start on Sunday. Dresden Raceway will hold its first of 11 race dates. First post time, 1 p.m. Eastern. This Sunday at Dresden will be Ladies' Day and also have Kentucky Derby-styled hat day. So there will be prizes and giveaways for that. Oh, and they have a new HDI tote board, which they'll be unveiling. Inverness kicks off an hour earlier at 12 p.m. Eastern time, which I guess is 1 Atlantic time again. These time zones, man. I'm still running on Central time. The track will be on Sunday afternoons through October, with the Wednesday afternoons being added in July and August. Four of their dates will include the Atlantic Sire Stakes and the Phil Pinckney Memorial, which will be held on September 17th. We're getting to you, man. One more thing. Big race going down in Sweden tomorrow morning as well. The Elite Lot, they have their 2 heats a day stake. I believe the final just goes for just under $1 million. We do have the graphics, I believe, for the field, so we'll throw those up. There they are. The first heat, you have Don Fanuzzi Zet in the inside, Onus Prince in the 2-hole, Stole the Show in 3, Antoinette in 4, Versanish Griff in 5, the 6-hole Go On Boy, 7 Just Believe, and the 8 Brother Bill. And of course, we have the second heat on the inside, Best of Dream Trio, 2 Ultian Face, 3 Mr. Hercules, 4 Hail Mary, 5 Honek, 6 San Montour, 7 Vivid Wise As, and the 8 Hussein Toll. Again, I think that goes like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. tomorrow Eastern time. The first heats with the final going later for just under $1 million. Real quick before we talk to James, we'll do the. Oh no, we'll go talk to James first. My producer changed the script on me, so we'll go and talk to James. Bring James Junquist in here, man. How's it going? You've been sitting nicely, man. Thank you for letting me be on the your show yesterday, and thanks to Murray for letting me call one. But big day today, so yeah. Want to tell the folks what's going on today?
Oh man, we have a lot of events going on here today. First and foremost, it's Mental Health Awareness Day at the track here. We have a silent auction going on online right now. You can buy 50/50 tickets or just straight donate. Any of the social medias for Century Downs or Ashif, and you can be anywhere in the world and help us out. So, I mean, it would be great to have everybody try to help and donate. Trey, even yesterday on our show, said if we can reach our $10,000 our goal, that he will dye his beard pink.
I got an angry call from the wife, but that's
I'm pretty excited about that. And on top of that, man, we've got 4 legs of our Sire Stakes going today, 2 for the girls and boys each. And then we cap it off with the Zane Lutz Memorial. We had a young man that took his own life at a very young age here. And nobody here really knew he was struggling. So that's one of the reasons that after I stepped away from driving, a mental health day was something really important to me that I really wanted to get going.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, how can people donate if they can't make it to the track? Did you mention that?
Yeah, it's online. It's trellis.org. If you go to trellis.org and then search Century Downs, we are on there. And then, like I said, at the Alberta Standardbred Horse Association website, as well as the Century Downs website itself has links to it. So
I believe this is there it is, right there,
QR code
right
we
there,
have going too,
right
sure.
there. I'll throw it up because last time my producer deleted it, so there it is. And I believe I put the link in the description page on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're watching on there, make sure to click. Last time I checked, you guys were around 2,000.
Yeah, I think we're just over $2,000 now.
Okay,
and I mean, there's some really cool stuff. There's tickets to the CFL game that should be going up soon. One of my favorite things we have on there is a private dinner from Chef Joseph, our chef at the track, and he's amazing, and you get to pick the dinner. So I am currently the leading bidder on that one right now, as well as the Pez prize pack. That one looks pretty cool.
See, I didn't want to publicly say that, but I was looking at the Pez one. I was looking at that one all week and thinking I'll bring it home and just slowly eat it in front of the kids because I bought it, not them.
You know, man, I almost messed one up. I didn't mention Shark Week's racing today.
Oh, right.
Literally the best horse in Western Canada. Yes, I'm poking the bear again with that. But, you know, Outlaw See My Shadow, nice horse, but until he comes out to where consistently the best horses in Western Canada race, I think the title hangs on Shark Week, unless Ernesto de la Cruz throws his hat in the ring today.
That's true.
He does have the rail. JF Gagne has been driving much more aggressive. I'm excited to see the way he's been driving lately.
I think so too. He was pretty aggressive yesterday, and that should be a good one. But yeah, like it's like everything else, you have to race to be the best. So we'll see who is the best going forward. You want to touch a little bit on anything of the stake races, or
you know what? We can talk a little bit about them, man, because there are some horses that I'm very excited to see racing today. They're in the second race, the first leg of the Diamond, I believe it is. Or oh, sorry, second leg of the Diamond. The first is BT's win with Lewis as start out. I mean, there are horses like Diva Moore, a lot of horses that didn't really race last year that really look like they're top 3-year-olds, and it looks like off for some of these horses. Lightly raced GT Skyla, a lightly raced Diva Moore. Nathan Sobey's had a great year with a lot of his babies, but I think he's got a few more that are maybe in the colt division to look towards. Another one that I'm excited to see race today, Brinsley Brooking-Lutz, brother of Zane Lutz, who we have the memorial later today, has My Little Chloe with Thomas Michael Miller, and this filly has done absolutely nothing wrong. By Lambretta, I mean that's a name that should be near and dear to your heart.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
from out there.
You know where? Yeah, you see where they were bred there, right? So that's the horse that I've been eyeing up since I first saw
Dave
it.
Kelly's Risk of a Thunderstorm. She's my inspiration. Looked great. Looks like she's maybe hit a little bit of a snag in her development, but some of it could be the sickness that's going around because I believe there's about 10 scratches as of right now on the card. So it could be a fairly empty card. One of the fillies out of the Sobey stable to definitely look out for is Festivus. Mike Hennessy's got along with this filly fantastic. Mikey's putting together another great year, and I think Festivus can really be another one to watch out for, as well as Promise Kept of the Brandon Campbell stable. You always have to keep an eye on Brandon. I love getting Brandon at above 3-4 to 1. It seems like a gift a lot of times.
Yeah, it's the gift that keeps on giving there. And like, yeah, we have the preferred in the between there with Shark Week, you know. Yeah, only a 6, a couple of starts are going to 7th, way farther back. But other than that, you know, a lot of wins. Gets the outside post, but that doesn't really matter too much here, does it? So no. You're expecting big things from him?
You know what? If they go a little today, I think the track record is in jeopardy. The track here is wicked fast. And the thing about Shark Week is people forget 3 starts ago, he gobbled them up from off the pace. He does not have to get out and get into a 25-second first quarter. But I think driver Mike Hennessy learned 2 weeks ago when he had Ernesto de la Cruz in the 2-hole and hit the Jets, he opened up on him and really did put a stamp on. I mean, like if they had a title belt, he would be the title holder.
Exactly. And then we move on to back to the Colts and Geldings. Anyone in there that you kind of got your eye on?
Opulent Dragon for Nathan Sobey. I think he's one that really could. 8 holes going to hurt him. And another one that I have a sneaking suspicion about is the 7 General Custard from Dave Kelly. This is another horse that I really think is a late bloomer. He's really come around lately, and a piece of cake that's in this one of Rod Hennessy's same thing. A 5th by 2 his last start, but didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? Like this is another very nice colt. We have some colts that by the end of the summer could be going miles in 52.
Crazy to see. We had some crazy wicked times yesterday, so yeah, hopefully to see some more. Anyone in the second one that catches your eye? You know, got Mickey Mantle coming in from Fraser Downs, kind of was the top dog there. Do you see him fitting in nicely to this, Nick?
I think he's going to fit in nicely. It's kind of the first time Fraser that I always go with. Like I will watch the Mick race one more time here. Has raced here, but it's tough to bet against some of the horses that are in here. I mean, Reach Out has fantastic breeding. He hasn't lived up to it yet. But Why So Serious picks up Mike Hennessy today. I'm going to sound like I'm on a bash Mike Hennessy fanboy run today, but the way it's lining up, man, it looks like he could have a good day. And then you also have one major hottie of Brandon's, which I don't think is his strongest 3-year-old colt, but is a decent 3-year-old colt.
Yeah, you look at that line, a lot of close finishes, but just can't quite get it done. You got the 3rd elimination. Is this the one? I got to throw out quick, obviously, the inside horse there. Trevor, if you're watching. Texas Drifter gets the inside rail. Have to qualify a little bit. I'm interested in that one. If that comes around at 12-1 or a higher rating than that, I'd like to see there. And then again on the outside, Louis McGooey, big win in 157-1 to break its maidens. Another Manitoba one. Who do you got in this one?
Josh Murphy, my broadcast partner out here, and I, we're big Louis McGooey fans for a long time. Last year when he first started racing, we were all over him. This year we've kind of had a wait and watch approach, and his last start, like I said, JF Gagne just launches this horse, and it's not something we're used to seeing JF doing. So, like I said, it was nice to see, but definitely stepping up in class with horses like Cash Fish Jack, popping like Pez. Mr. Moose, I don't know what to think. He's only 2 starts in. I'm not sure if he's ready to go 56. And I think it's going to take every bit of 56 to win this race. And 5-star Dragon and Nathan Sobies is another one that hangs around, kind of like we were talking to Brandon's horse, but maybe a little camera shy.
Exactly. And then we got the last one here. Oh, man, heavy favorite again, the Brandon Campbell Virtual Horizon there, coming with 3 straight into this one. Did anyone else you can think that could sneak in past them?
You know what? This is like the first 2, I don't want to call them grassroots, but they were nice horses, nice 3-year-olds. Mm-hmm. This is like the tough ones always seem to get into the same bunch. Tin Can Timmy from the Rail, a fantastic horse for Kelly Crump. They're just pointing him to get him ready and primed for this race. Yeah. I think you're going to see his best race. Thomas Miller and Glenn Lutz have seemed to have struck a great chord with the 2-horse. I'm Your Huckleberry wins 55-4 home 27. Lightly raced, really starting to come around. The Dickens for Donna Sarah, not a bad horse. She's won stake races in the past. Won the Rocky Mountain going in the past, going for $25,000 October 22nd, beating some of these horses. Over the Horizon for Nathan Sobey is a horse that won in 56, home in 28 not long ago. Lunch Pail Guy, he's a first-time starter. He's one of them here that's like a wait-and-see approach. And then you get to Virtual Horizon, who right now was the 2-year-old Colt of the Year last year, and as some of you guys got to prove they can beat him consistently. So, and then I think the 2 outside horses, it's just Post is going to be kind of their downfall, but what a great race in the States race. And I mean, you really can take 1 to 6 and maybe leave the 5 out, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and take them together. Like I really think this is a tougher race than it looks on paper.
Not that's a perfect race to start the pick 5. You don't want to, you don't want to single just that 6 Virtual Horizon and get burned for the rest of the night. Yeah, you know what? I'm getting the note. My battery is running low. To wrap up here real quick. This is brought by Harness Link, of course, and we can respond if you've been at the mid. I dated his attraction context to racing. That's I'm sure that's interesting. We also have the news on the show. Oh.
Just producer Ace going to come in and tell you, unfortunately, Trey's laptop has died. So I'll take you through the Harness Link correspondent focus for today. Steve Wolf provided coverage of the Mid-Ohio Memorial Trotting Sale. He was live on location with Brad Reed. John Barry updated his main attraction column connecting the U.S. Congress to racing. He also broke the news of an investigation into Joe and Jen Bongiorno and Nicole DiCostanzo that led to their temporary ban. The investigation was looking into a potentially suspicious race on May the 20th, but no wrongdoing was found and the bans were lifted by the end of the day. Tom Hicks is there covering all the action in Sweden. He updated on the Sweden Cup earlier today. Lisa Harkema has also been on the Elite Lap beat. She's featuring Elite Lap favorite San Motor, speaking to his breeder, and she also wrote an overview of each horse in the Elite Lap elimination fields. Garnet Barnsdale was live on location at the Hall of Fame ceremony, speaking to Chris Christoforou, who is being inducted with the 2023 class. Trey Colbeck, the guy you just saw, covered the PEI Colt Stakes and wrote a whole preview of the action. Kim Rinker wrote of the Stallion Western Terror and his longevity. Brad Reed has been doing all the work, as always, featured a good day for Stallion What the Hill and the import of Catch the Fire to Australia. Terry Gaines reported on a new role for talented Aussie driver Nathan Jack. Myself and Bruce Stewart are in the trenches providing racing coverage. He does New Zealand, I do Canada, respectively. And that's everything we have for you today. Apologies for not being able to be on camera. But that's everything we have for you today. Trey Colbeck, he'll be back with us, of course, next week. We are set to return on Wednesday at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, and next Saturday, of course, at 11 p.m. On behalf of myself, Ace Barnsdale, and Trey Colbeck, and everyone at Harness Link, take care and see you next time.